In this video, I'm going to talk about constructing one population mean confidence interval when sigma, the population standard deviation, is unknown. To build confidence interval for population mean, we start with a sample mean. We have sample standard deviation. We have sample size. With the degrees of freedom n minus 1, the sample size minus 1, we find the critical value T alpha over 2 for the desired confidence level. Then we're going to compute the margin of error, which is T alpha over 2 times S divided by radical n. We apply the margin of error to the general format of the confidence interval, which is x bar minus e and x bar plus e, and then we simplify this answer. For example, let's say x bar is 82, n is equal to 20, and s is 8.5. We want to find critical value for constructing 96% confidence interval for the population mean. Then we're going to find a margin of error, and after that we're going to construct 96% confidence interval for the population mean. So to find the critical value, the 96% confidence level will be the middle area, which leaves us with 0.02 area for each tail. Now, since we're going to find T alpha over 2, the mean is 0, but sigma is unknown. With the degrees of freedom n minus 1 equal to 19, we can use the inverse T command with Ti, with the left area followed by degrees of freedom, and our critical value is 2.205. For the margin of error, we apply these values to the formula for the margin of error. We simplify this, so our margin of error is 4.2. Now for the actual 96% confidence interval, we go x bar minus the margin of error and x bar plus the margin of error. We simplify that, and our confidence interval is 77.8 to 86.2. A reporter randomly selected 15 students, computed their mean age and standard deviation of their ages. The mean age was 31.8 and the standard deviation was 7.5. We want to find critical value for constructing confidence interval for the mean age of all students. Then we're going to find the margin of error for constructing that confidence interval. We're going to round it to 1 decimal. And then we're going to find the confidence interval for the mean age of all students. So we're given n equal to 15, x bar equal to 31.8, and s equal to 7.5. For the critical value, the confidence level is not given, so we use 95%. And since sigma, the population standard deviation, is unknown, we will be looking for T alpha over 2 critical value. The 95% sea level represents the middle area, therefore the area of each tail will be 0.025. With the degrees of freedom 14, we use inverse T with the left area of 0.975 and degrees of freedom 14. The critical value will be 2.145. Now for the margin of error, we apply these values to the formula. We simplify, and our margin of error is 4.2. For the confidence interval, we go x bar minus e and x bar plus e. Simplify. So we are 95% confident that the mean age of all students will be between 27.6 years and 35.0 years. Now, how to find x bar and e from confidence interval? We are given confidence interval and we want to find the sample mean, x bar, our point estimate. We can do that by adding the upper value and the lower value of the confidence interval, then divide by 2. And for the margin of error, E, we simply do upper value minus the lower value and then divide the result by 2. In this example, we're given a confidence interval for the mu. We want to find the sample mean and the margin of error. So for the sample mean, we're going to add upper and lower value of the confidence interval and then divide by 2. So our sample mean would be 127. And for the margin of error, we go upper minus lower divided by 2. And the margin of error would be 11.25. Now, how to find mean confidence interval using TI when sigma is unknown. The process is very straightforward. You press Start, you go to Tests, and then you use T interval. You keep the input at stats level. You enter your X bar, your S, N, and the C level, and then press Calculate. The answer should appear on the top. Now, X bar is the sample mean, N is the sample size, S is the sample standard deviation, and once again, if the confidence level is not given, we use 95%. A sample of 18 exam scores in a math class is given below. We want to find the mean rounded to a whole number. We want to find the standard deviation rounded to 1 decimal place. Then we want to find 90% confidence interval for the mean of all exams. And finally, we want to compute the margin of error. To find the mean and a standard deviation and round it accordingly, we're going to store the data in a list, and then we're going to do basic computations by pressing stat, calculate one variable stats, and the result is the mean is 73, standard deviation is 16.1, and the sample size, of course, was 18. Now to construct 90% confidence interval for the mean of all exams, we're going to go to stat, we're going to go to tests, and then we're going to pick up the option T interval. We enter the values for X bar, S, N, and the C level. Of course, we keep the input option at stats level. And the final answer should be 66.4 to 79.6. So what this means is we are 90% confident that the mean of all exams will be between 66.4 and 79.6. Now to find the margin of error, we're going to go upper value minus the lower value divided by 2. Using the results from TI, we find the difference of upper and the lower values divided by 2. The margin of error is 6.6. As a reminder, when you're constructing confidence interval for mean, if confidence level is not given, we use 95%. If significance level is not given, we use 0.05. Significance level should be divided by 2 to find the area of each tail. And we always need to make sure to verify that the standard deviation given in the problem, does it belong to population or does it belong to the sample? I hope this presentation helped you understand how to build confidence interval for mean when sigma is unknown.